Forget inbox zero, try PR zero. I have a confession. I hate pull requests. Pull requests are all waiting for a review, waiting for a comment, waiting for the developer to click that darn merge button. Waiting is pure waste. So I want to share with you my team's journey from having lots of work in progress to PR zero, or let's be honest, at least a very small number of pull requests. And even better, you can implement this yourself with just a few clicks in Sleuth, including one automation that just shipped today. Let's do it. Dave Farley, the author of a book on continuous delivery, among others, has a great video dumping on pull requests in favor of pair coding and review, among other things. And while I agree, pair programming isn't always an option, I'm going to show you how to implement PR0 in 3 steps. Number 1, encourage smaller pull requests. Number 2, reach developers directly when reviews are critical. And number 3, celebrate progress toward PR0 in Slack. So our journey to encourage smaller pull requests starts in Sleuth, specifically in the automations area. In our automation marketplace, we have a number of different one-click automations that you can install, but the ones I want to talk about specifically now are what's called PR checks or pull request checks. These are things like some over here that will encourage certain kind of behaviors. Now, when we're talking about encouraging smaller pull requests, that's what we want to target. We want to target things like the number of files in a pull request or the number of lines changed, or maybe just a general size. And in fact, let's even start there. We have this pull request here, which is PRs cannot have large or gigantic batch size. What's cool about this one is we just do a one-click install and away we go. There's no need to configure it, it just works. Now, what is a large or gigantic batch size? This is something that Sleuth has kind of an algorithm to determine that. It takes into account the number of files changed, the number of commits, the number of lines changed in those files to categorize deploys or pull requests as small, medium, large, or gigantic. And so generally speaking, you want to avoid the large or gigantic ones. And so that's what this check will do. So if you want to get it started and just encourage smaller pull requests, you install this check and away you go. Now, there's several others that might be interesting. Let's take a look at this one here. Pull requests can't have more than X changed files. The one that my team finds most useful is under show more. Down here, PR cannot have this many changed lines. So what this is doing is, again, making sure that your pull request had a certain number of lines. So if I install this, I can configure that number of lines. What's kind of cool is that I can configure the lines differently. So for example, I want only 100 lines added. I can also actually add a limit on deleted lines if I want to. So what does it look like for a pull request check to fail? Let's go take a look at, say, this one. Here's a spike of a number of changes. And if I scroll down to the bottom, you can see right here that the pull request check has failed. Now in this case, it's a different pull request check that failed, but you kind of get the idea. It puts a red block on your pull request. Now, if you're using GitHub, you can configure that block to block the whole pull request, as in you can't click the merge button. Or if you're using something like Bitbucket, you can't quite do that. Now, let's say that there's a block, and if I'm looking at this block, this is actually okay. Let's say that I'm updating one of my lock files for my dependencies. I'm just going to have a lot of lines of code changed. There's just no way around that. So what you can do with Sleuth is you can go into that pull request check, and I can actually click ignore. And when I click ignore, it will then go green. So if I ignored these two things and I went back to my pull request, well, let's go back this way. You can see after some time that the pull request check is now green. And why is it green? It's green because I ignored those things. Now I can also go back and ignore them. Now you might say, well, if you can ignore it, then what's the point of a pull request check? Well, the point of a pull request check is to cause the developer to be aware of what's happening. Sometimes it's easy for you to just ship a bunch of lines of code and not really think about it. But a pull request check will add that extra step. The developer has to go in, see it blocks their pull request, go click ignore, and that hopefully will help them think about what they're doing. So for example, I know this has changed my behavior personally. There's many times where I would do a pull request and it had a lot of lines of code and I didn't really think much about it. And then I went and saw that it blocked my merge. And then I go, oh, you know what? You're right. I really do need to make those pull requests smaller. So I went back into the code itself and turned that into multiple pull requests so they were smaller, easier to review. Smaller, easier to review smaller, easier to review pull requests will be reviewed quicker and will eliminate a lot of that waste that we're talking about. So those are 3 different automations that you can try to reduce your pull request size, which will make it easier for others to review and hopefully make it quicker for the pull requests to get through the whole process. So how do we implement notifying developers of important pull requests? Well, we go back to the Sleuth automations, and over here in the automations marketplace, in addition to pull request checks, there's another type called notifications. If we go to notifications, there's in particular a automation here, NT112, which notifies reviewers when reviews are requested for PRs with a specific tag. Now, that's a lot of words, but basically what it's saying is that if you put, say, the important label on a pull request, it will notify a channel. And you can see exactly how that works over here. You can see when you're installing it, you can say what label you want and then what channel notification you want too. So this is something that my team uses not every day, not even every week, but every now and then there's a critical fix that we want to get out ASAP. And so this automates some of the tedious bits of going and bugging people manually on Slack. I just add an important label on my pull request and now everyone's notified. It's that simple. Number 3, celebrate progress toward PR 0 in Slack. Now this is something that just was released today, but my team's been using it for about a week or so and have got a lot of great value out of it. Now, how do you use it? Let's go back to the marketplace. So we're looking at all the different things, and actually you can see that this is the very latest pull request. So if I click on this, you can see that we have an automation which will give a daily summary of all open pull requests in Slack. Now, what does that mean? It means that when you install it, you can choose for a project, you can choose when you want a report of all open pull requests sent to Slack. Now, how do you use it? In our particular case, we like to send this out right at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, when people are wrapping things up, there is a message in the dev room about what open pull requests exist. Now, what this does is it very subtly starts to hint at people that you don't want your name on that list or your pull requests on that list. So over time, that list for us has gotten smaller and smaller and smaller. We used to have around, well, I can even show you. We used to have around, let's say, 10, 15 things going out each day. And so therefore, our list of open pull requests tended to be quite long, 10, 15, 20 perhaps of open pull requests. But because of this daily notification, it's now encouraging our team to not have things just sit around because they don't want to be put on that list. And that created one of the best things that I've seen here, which is, check this out. This was so exciting to me that I had to create a screenshot of it. And this might be a little bit small. Let's zoom it in here, but zoom it in a bit more. This is me posting on Slack a screenshot of our PR list page. And you can see there is zero open pull requests. There's one draft one from someone who went on vacation, but that's okay. But there's 0 open pull requests. So by notifying the developers of all open pull requests in a kind of a naming and shaming way, but not really, but subtly so, it has encouraged the behavior for people to try to get those pull requests out as soon as possible and reduce the number of pull requests sitting around waiting, doing nothing for anyone. Pull request 0 or PR 0, much like inbox 0, takes work, discipline, focus, but much like inbox 0, the payoff can be huge. Happier developers, more business value, and faster responses to changing requirements. Hard to argue with that. Yes, I'm very aware this is the opposite of organized and clean cable management, but on the bright side, everything is right in front of me. I know exactly where everything is, and it works for me.